Good morning, everybody. Oh no, I can't even say that. Welcome to Devil's Advocate Trades Edition. It's morning for me, so I'm always the formality person. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And I have to remember this is broadcasted and goes everywhere. So where it could be the morning for some, it's the evening for others, or the afternoon. Anyways, welcome to Devil's Advocate Trades Edition. Here we go. So a few things. Thank you to all the people that connect with me, say, hey, Lisa, I think I know somebody that'd be really great on your show. And then they introduce them and kind of give me some background. And you know what? They always turn out to be a great guest on my show. And I encourage more of you to do that. Trades it's a very vast industry. There's many aspects. Yes, I focus more predominantly on the construction part of it because I know the construction part of it, but trades is big. There's a lot of different jobs that would fall under a trade. So if you are a trades worker at any capacity, at any level, then come be part of my show. Tell me your story because stories are important and you would be so surprised at how many people feel the way you do or have gone through the same shit. And the best part of being a human is knowing that you can help someone and knowing that you're not alone or that you can resonate with stories or you can identify different things or you can get passionate and be like, oh my God, I totally agree or I totally don't agree. So please come on my show. And thank you for the support of all of you. I really appreciate everybody that does listen to the show. Every once in a while, I go on my little tangents. Today will be no different because I'm by myself. Yay, you! Oh, here we go. There's the one thing I wanted to talk about was how proud I am of Albertans. There are more and more Albertans, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you stand on, Liberal, UPC, Green, or NDP, that are all fucking mad. Okay, they are pissed off. This is not what they signed up for. They don't want any of this bullshit. And for the ones that didn't sign up, like me and the NDP and the Green people, for the ones that didn't sign up for this, are just watching this shit unfold and going, see what happens? See what happens when you vote crazy? And we shouldn't. But secretly, because we're Canadian, we are. Now, with that being said, I want you to know that we, as a group, as a collective group of Albertans are more, there's so many of us. And I'm not going to use the terms like you're waking up. You're not, you're paying attention. And that's what matters because a lot of times, and I think this is just a human nature thing. If it doesn't affect you, it doesn't bother you, you don't really care about it. But it's affecting so many things. The decisions our premier is making is affecting so many people at so many levels in so many different organizations that you couldn't ignore it even if you wanted to. And for anybody who still stands by her and thinks she's a goddess of some sort, please check into your nearest psych center and get your fucking head examined. Please, just do me that favor. I mean, right now, the healthcare is free, so you might as well do it before she fucking annihilates that shit. So, just saying. Just maybe for a friend, Anyway, so there's that. And like I said, I'm really proud of Alberta for most of us standing together. We are paying attention to the plane, not the wings of the plane. And we are just saying, we need to fix the shit show that's going on inside the fucking cockpit because they're crashing the plane. They are headed towards the mountains. Mayday, mayday. We need to fucking pull this airline back. We need to pull this aircraft back up. So I'm so proud of all of us for standing up and doing what we need to do. All the people in the good fight, a lot of influencers inside of Alberta are doing amazing things. The research, they're giving people the education they need to where they need to go look if they don't want to just take their word for it, which I love. I love when people can cite different things to say, listen, don't take my word for it. Go look at it. That's a really good thing because what it's doing is it's making you accountable to go do the research yourself without just taking people's word as gospel, even though they know what they're saying is accurate. But it's also a perception based off of their upbringing, their understanding and how they see things and what party they will stand with. Also will have some, will have undertones of what's being said too, because they're a person and they're going to have their own emotional feelings about it because this is becoming incredibly emotional and fucking draining. I don't know how many of you there are, but I am fucking drained. I'm listen, I'm sit on my couch. I'm going to watch Grey's Anatomy because I don't want to fucking deal with the world today because it sucks right now, but it doesn't suck fully. It just sucks partially. And I'm always I'm the forever optimist. That's oh, well, this is happening, but we can do this. We can control this. We can control that. So I feel like we are in a kind of a bit of a standstill where we need to stand together and get rid of this government so that we can start to move forward in an optimistic position that's more reality based, because there's not a whole lot of optimism when she's running around, throwing the notwithstanding clause around and taking money from Aish and trying to ban LGBTQ stuff. And like, Jesus, sometimes I wake up and I think to myself, this chick is just ruining it for everybody. But let me tell you why I say that. Okay. So when I think about somebody like Danielle Smith and what she's doing, I think about it in one of two ways. Most women who work in a predominantly dominant male industry already know how hard it is to be in this industry to begin with. So we're going to start in this one little area where I've already had the conversation, or I've already had the podcast where I've gone out and kind of called her out and said, you're an idiot. You're going to get fucking sideswiped. And that's what happens. Okay. Men see it. Women know it. Most women that work in these industries have to perfect their skill of being a woman. Okay. Not being a man, being a woman, not being a sensitive little snowflake, because a lot of them are the ones that are crying that she's wonderful. Those are snowflakes. You get real upset about it. Just saying. That's just been my experience. But anyhow, I digress. So you have to know how it's like a dance. People say it's a game. It's not a game, because there is no chessboard where anything is equal. If we're being honest, there's not. So it's not a game. It's a dance. And if you're a really good dancer, then you will know how to dance around. It's like dance fighting. It's like we're back in fucking Despicable Me 3 and it's a dance fight. And we're dancing off to fucking Madonna's fucking Express Yourself, I think it was the song. I don't remember. Anyway, that's what it is. It's a dance fight. So you got to know how to dance around the issues in a certain way, not sugarcoat, because there's so many intelligent women that are smart, especially intelligent female politicians that are getting railroaded and will never be looked at again. Between her and Redford, they're like, fuck that. Ain't never going to put a woman in fucking office again, blah, blah, blah. And that hurts because there are so many amazing female politicians that probably would be so far from what she is and would be a breath of fresh air. But I mean, like, that ship is sailing at that point. If anything, she's creating a movement for men where, the term bitches be crazy, be real. So when you walk into the courthouse and you're like, listen, I deserve this, that, and the other thing in my divorce because she's kind of crazy, they're going to take a second fucking look because the premier was a crazy bitch. And they're going to be like, hey, that might track. Might fucking track. So be prepared, men. Maybe she's making a movement for y'all. Sucks for women like me who aren't crazy unless there's a reason for it. Like, I don't know, someone's trying to railroad my client and be a dick, and then I got to turn into the crazy person. Remember back in the day when you would get into a situation, and this was something I remember I got told, if you act like a fucking mental patient, like the craziest motherfucker in the room, ain't nobody gonna question you and ain't nobody gonna try and fight you because they don't know what you're gonna do. So, it's like, be the craziest fucking asshole in the room and then ain't nobody gonna question it. And I'm like, might have some fucking truth there. Might have some truth to it. So right now, she's not acting like the craziest person in the room. She's acting like a self-serving narcissist. And half the shit she's pulling comes right out of the narcissist playbook. And any of you that know what a narcissist is and has actually done the research isn't just calling it because there's a few things that they've done. Like maybe they've dog whistled a few times or gaslit you a few times. I'm talking a true full-fledged narcissist. If you know what it is to be around a narcissist, you will look at what's going on in her brain and the decision she's making and then what she's saying, because she talks out of two sides of her fucking mouth. Then you're going to be like, yep, that tracks. That tracks. And it's unfortunate because here's the thing. The Danielle Smith that I've come to learn about previous to this crazy was actually a really stand-up human being. She has family members that are part of a lot of these different organizations. She was very supportive. She was a very loving and compassionate person. And then I don't know what happened. Oh, the almighty dollar fucking bill happened. And then she decided that she was going to sell her soul to the devil. So, I mean, that happens. He listens. You know what they say? That saying, it goes, if the devil isn't bothering you, then you're not doing it right. Because if the devil bothers you, then you're doing something right because you're making him stir crazy and he gets scared of you. So he's not bothering her anymore because he's standing beside her going, yeah, that's my people. And the rest of us are like, this bothers us. This bothers us. People who are of whatever religion are going, not okay. But then you also have to look at it from a bigger perspective. For me, as most people know, I am not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. So I'm like, oh, bitches, karma is going to be gross. The karma you are just collecting today alone is going to be gross. So, I mean, I don't wish ill on people all the time, but, I'm human. Okay. Sometimes I'm driving in traffic and I'm like, I hope you crash your fucking car because you're driving like a dick. But then I think to myself, I'm like literally talking to myself in the car. I'm like, Lisa, don't say those kinds of things. Don't wish that shit. Don't put that shit in the universe because this motherfucker's going to get into an accident and you're going to be right behind the asshole. So don't wish that shit out in the universe. Don't put that out there. So I'm talking myself off the fucking ledge to wish people, bad juju. But yeah, I mean, you shouldn't wish people bad juju. It's not a good thing. And so there's that. There's the crazy that's going on in Alberta, but I'm super proud of Alberta for pooling together, standing together, making noise, not letting this dictate who we are. We are showing them who we are. And I'm so proud of Alberta because let me tell you, there are other countries, there are states, there are provinces that are paying attention to us and going, what are you fucking doing? And we're like, trust me, we're going to war. We got our boots, we go. And so for that to me gives me a real sense of pride as an Albertan. Because I'll tell you, when all this shit was going down, when the notwithstanding clause came down the pipe on the Monday there, I'm not going to lie. I went online and started looking up houses in Ontario because I have a lot of family in Ontario. And then I'm like, Jesus Christ, I have to deal with the ex because he's not going to let me move to Ontario if he's staying in Alberta because I don't know what side of the aisle he sits on. There was a time when I thought I had a good idea, but I'm not really sure anymore. I haven't been with him for a long time, so don't know. And so there's that. I'm like, well, maybe I'll move to BC. And then I'm like, but BC is expensive and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just going through my brain. And then I was like, Lisa, that's not who you are. You're a fighter. Stand with everybody. They're going to fight. I'm like, no one's going to fucking take this. No one's going to take this lying down. We're Albertans. We're known to fight. We're feisty. We have minds of our own. We're like, people will say, well, you're like the Texas of the States. And I'm like, so let's in fucking cowboy fashion remind these people who they are. We've all seen episodes of fucking Yellowstone, so let's become Yellowstone. Okay? Let's make this like Yellowstone rules. Actually, no, maybe then I'm just condoning murder. Okay, let's fix that. But you know what I mean? Like we're a huge farming province, and we've got farmers and cowboys and cowgirls and professionals and educated people. And we've got so many wonderful people in this province that know what it's all about. But a lot of them are, some come from different provinces. I mean, Alberta's known for that. There's a lot of different people from a lot of different provinces, but it doesn't negate the fact that we are rich with agriculture and minerals and all kinds of wonderful things that bring people that are a little more backwood, some little country bumpkins who are a little crazy, like the hill got eyes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she better be careful where she go. I'm just saying, people love to stir their coffee with their crayons. So anyway, moving along. Alberta, you make me proud. And Airdrie, shout out to Airdrie, Alberta, Canada, because there is an Airdrie in Scotland. So I need to make sure because I broadcast everywhere. Airdrie, Alberta, Canada. I am so proud of y'all. I am an Airdronian. I think that's what we're called, Airdronians. And I'm so proud of you. You know what? You guys said RMLA is not doing what they said they would. Fuck her. We're going to fucking recall her. And that's what we're doing. So go, Airdrie, go. And whomever the group is or the person that was behind all this, because I do hear things in the grapevine. Good on you. Good on you for holding this person accountable and pooling together and getting a collective that feels the same way to say no more. I should have been part of it. I'm sorry. So I am now. Okay. Just tell me where to go sign. Actually, you know what? I already know where I gotta go sign, so it's all good. But thank you to that person. I don't like name dropping on here unless they're a public figure that already has their name dropped everywhere. So thank you to that person and their group. And yes, enough is enough. Also, what else are we talking about today? The Jays game. Let's talk about the Jays game. The Jays and the Dodgers did amazing. Went into 11 innings. Holy shit balls. What a nail biter. Why the fuck are we making it political and calling it the Carney curse? Can we just not make shit political? How dare you diminish the boys that went out there, worked their asses off, played 11 fucking innings and tried to hold on tight as they could. And I heard there were some shit calls. So there's that. But let's not make this political. I don't really care enough about what your opinion is about Carney. He's better than Polyev, I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, we're not making this political. That is a sport. Don't take away from a sport. Don't let people off the hook. Don't fucking turn fingers, point fingers, fucking blame, shame, whatever the fuck. Don't. Just those guys need to be recognized that they went out there and they played their balls off and they fucking did amazing. The Jays, the Dodgers, fucking, you guys did awesome. Congratulations to the Dodgers. The Jays will come back. Don't worry. I've always been a Jays fan. I've always sported their hat, whether they were doing great or not. I am a Canadian. So to me, the Jays are it. I love baseball. I have since I was a kid. I played it. Well, I played fast pitch or fastball, but anyways, it is what it is. Girls couldn't play baseball. I was a kid. And girls, there's no room to play baseball, girls. Unless you're playing with all your friends and you can play whatever you want. Like you have a mix of co-ed when you're playing all as like the street kids back in the day, which doesn't really happen as much anymore. I see it sometimes where I see a bunch of kids walking together down the street, like on a random Saturday. And I'm like, oh my God. And it kind of like melts my heart because I'm like, oh my God, we're not totally lost yet as a society. But yeah, so they did really good. Let's not make that political. Okay. Let's just not do that. I would have loved to have seen Game 7. I did see part of Game 6, but I didn't get a chance to see Game 7. So I'm sorry I couldn't support you that way, you guys. But I was kept in the loop by one of my neighbors whom I love to death. I could have walked over to his place and watched it with him and his family, but I was lazy. Let's not fucking lie about it. Okay. But I was lazy. I didn't want to walk over, but I could have. But I was like, keep me posted. So I kept like texting him, like, what's the score? What's going on? How's it going? And he would let me know. So I was super, super grateful for that. What else is there? Oh, okay. So the big reason why I'm on today and, what I wanted to say is November is National Runaway Prevention Month. My wonderful friend, that I love to death is part of the Missing Children's Society of Canada. And she has put me onto this and she says, Lisa, November 4th, I need you to turn all your lights green, or I need you to wear green, or I need you to support this. And I said, absolutely. So I said, I will do you one better. I will throw it on my podcast for November 4th. We are November 4th today. This will be launched today. So November is National Runaway Prevention Month. Each year, thousands of youth across Canada run from crisis, facing risks such as exploitation, homelessness, and violence. This November, we raise awareness of the experiences of the runaways and the at-risk youth, focusing on prevention, education, and community support. Together, we can highlight resources that keep young youth safe and connected. Prevention starts here. Join MCSC on Go Green Day, November 4th, 2025, by wearing green or lighting up your spaces green. Show your support and tag them with a hashtag Go Green Day. Dookie. Anyway, so I'm sorry, I'm such a child sometimes. Go Green Day. So, in the 90s, I said that a lot. So now here we are. We all have those wonderful little lights. Some of us got them from like Amazon or in the store where you have like a little remote and you can change the lights. Some of us have the really cool jewel lights that are now getting, a few of my neighbors now have the jewel lights, which is super cool. You can change them and put all kinds of colors. Make them green. Everybody, put your porch lights green. If you can't wear green today, if you are wearing green today, please take a selfie of yourself. Or if you've got green in your space, take a picture of the green and then put hashtag Go Green Day and help support this effort across the globe. This is an amazing thing. The States has been doing it for quite some time. Canada wants to, really push this out there. So no matter where you are in Canada, to me, I say the globe. I don't care if you're in Canada, the UK, Scotland, Ireland, Australia, Asia, Africa. I don't care where you are. If you're hearing this broadcast, then please put something green, take a picture, post it online, hashtag Go Green Day, and let's help support the National Runaway Prevention Month. Other than that, that's all I've got for today. So yeah, I'm not going to recap it. We know what I said. I said what I said. If you know, you know. Fun fact, by the way, and you guys are going to have a good laugh at this. I was watching, so everyone knows how the 6-7 is going around for our youth, and we're like 3-6-9, and like the Jenny, what is it? I kind of think of it. I sang it all the time. Anyways, you know the Jenny song, 867-305. What is it? Hang on, 867-5309. I think it is. I don't know. Someone's gonna correct me. I'm good with it. They do the 6-7, so I was bugging my kid, and I was like, our thermostat technically is at 67 degrees Fahrenheit. And she was like, are you really trying to do 6-7? Are you really? And I was like, I just think it's funny. Because they're always doing 6-7, which is rather annoying. But I mean, that's their generation. We did, 3-6-9. Anyways, to the window, to the wall. You guys have an amazing week, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Normally I say don't do anything crazy, but with all the crazy bullshit that's going on, maybe do something a little crazy this time. Okay?